in. All right. We are live.
Hello, YouTube. Hello, subscribers. Hello, new visitors. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Um, Wonderful to have you back with us here on this very chilly Thursday. My name, of course, is Dustin Brewer, your steadfast guide through all things Zephyr drones, what's new in the drone world, and what you can expect from Zephyr Drone Simulator. With me, as always, is the Kermit to my Miss Piggy, Bo Van Buren. Bo, how you doing, buddy?
I am resplendent. How are you, my friend?
Trying to stay warm. I understand that almost 200 million of us are under a winter storm watch. Oh, look, Stu's already popped into the chat.
Mm-hmm.
I know transitions are looking good, right? Like we've got this thing really going. I'm very, very pleased with our new stream setup.
Yes.
Um, but little word to the wise out there, being a southerner who has been transplanted to the northeast, the cold is nothing to mess around with. If you're in the area where there's going to be a lot of ice, make sure you do have some supplies in case power goes out. Try and stay warm. If you're a great big nerd like me, having some hot hands, a way to have some light, maybe a little cook stove and some dehydrated meals wouldn't be a horrible idea. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, a battery pack attached to your computer so that you can run your Zephyr drone simulator and not have to go out in the cold to practice with your drone. See,
Yeah.
it all ties back.
And the age-old proverb of the South during the winter: make sure you get your milk sandwiches.
Get your milk bread sandwiches. I heard from some friends of mine back in Clarksville, Tennessee. Shout out to the Metro Nashville area. The Kroger on Madison Street looked like the early days of COVID. The shelves were so bare. So plan ahead, plan accordingly. Let's not fight over supplies. Try and do the best that we can with what we have. But
You
yeah,
know, thinking back to the COVID times, like I didn't even really struggle to find supplies, luckily, because like there was literally a lotte, which is like an Asian market, like right next to my house. I could ride my
mm,
bicycle there, and like because of the unfortunate, you know, issues that some people were having with Asian people at the time,
sure,
I lucked out because
a lot of misconceptions.
well, yeah, their shelves were amply stocked.
Absolutely. And that's, you know what, honestly, that's just working out for everybody. I think you're going to find good quality stuff at a spot like that. Very lucky to have a lot of those spots around here. It's an incredibly diverse area. There's a really cool Armenian market right up the street. Like, who knew? It's
Right.
awesome. But no, during that time, the brewery was only a year old, and we had to switch to either delivering beer through a loophole or having people drive up. We'd leave it outside. They could come up and get it and take it home in containers, but we couldn't keep cans or growlers in stock. So we wound up going to Tractor Supply and or Rural King
Just
and
get the
getting
troughs.
great big mason jars. Like we'd get the 64-ounce mason jars and then the little guys, and
Oh
we'd sell
man.
it by the pint with a lid on it so that it was a closed container, and then tape it and then send it on. Um, like you do what you have to do to survive. And honestly, segue back to what we're actually here to talk about. That's a great thing about Zephyr Drone Simulator is that it doesn't really care about the weather. You can add whatever, some weather implications within the simulator, but it allows you to practice your flight mechanics on your drone on this or anything like it. Um, to build up that muscle memory, irregardless of how much snow is outside. Or regardless, not irregardless. Regardless of how much snow is outside.
I
So,
mean, they're both words now, unfortunately.
are they really?
Yeah, they adapt or they adopted irregardless into the actual dictionary lexicon. Relatively recently, but it's a thing now.
Hey, why not? You know what? Sure. The more words, I love words,
In
so
my
the more the
in
merrier.
in my head canon, someone salty about being corrected about it all the time got a job at Webster and was just like, I'm gonna teach you guys.
I'll show you Wikipedia nonsense. Um, Right on. So today we're going to cover a part of the sim. We'll take you through one of our scenarios and show you some of the flight mechanics therein. We'll cover a few news stories. We'll talk about some of the things on the horizon for the simulator itself that we can expect that are coming up this quarter, and some of the places where we are going to be in the near future. In fact, Bo and I will be on site in beautiful Virginia? No, we're going to be in DC, right?
It's Andrews Air Force Base. I think it's technically
Andrews,
I think it's technically Maryland, but
Maryland. Okay.
I think it's technically Maryland. I'll double check.
It's all technically
It's the
somewhere
DC
besides here.
metro. It's the DC metro area.
The DMA.
Yeah, Joint Base Andrews, Maryland.
Okay, Joint Base Andrews. So yeah, our good friend George invited us down to come down and be a part of this career fair. There's going to be a few hundred people there, a bunch of students, and we'll set up some tables with the simulator on them so people can get their hands on the sim, give it a try, see if it works well for their educational needs, for their different departments. This is my first time going to something like this. I'm really excited.
Some of our sales guys are also, I believe, going to Phoenix, Arizona for the Lita Phoenix conference.
Got it.
So I think that's pretty big. And then there's not a whole lot more going on in February.
As well, there shouldn't be. It's too cold.
March is going to be a heavy month. April, I don't think we have anything going on, and then we pick back up in May.
In May and June. Yeah, for sure. You know, the Lita partnership has really been a lot of fun. They're a great group of folks that are trying to ensure that their different agencies are getting the skills that they need, and especially with things like passing the NIST test. So that's been really cool to watch that relationship develop. Big shout out to those guys. They've always given us a really nice platform to show off the sim and to speak on us, and they're big fans of the product. So
Yep.
huge shout out to Lita. Oh,
Welcome
hey
in,
Kyle,
Kyle.
welcome in.
Um,
For sure.
yeah. So I think it'd be interesting. I kind of want to take people through the BPERP module because I don't think a lot
Okay.
of people get to see what's included with that, because like it is
Mm.
a separate cost. So I think it'd be nice to give a kind of like a look into that later on in the stream.
Yeah, that's smart. Speaking of Lita and things like first responders, this is one of the news stories. We'll go ahead and do in the news first. Cue the theme music for in the news. This just in.
We need the scroll
Um,
bar at the bottom.
we really do. I
That's gonna be my
would
next
love
acquisition.
absolutely a ticker across the bottom would be great with like news and highlights. But as someone who has family in the first responder realm, my little sister, who I am her biggest fan, she's definitely a hero of mine. She is a dispatch. She works in dispatch near the Dallas, Texas area, and considered a first responder, which rightfully so. I mean, she's on the front lines taking the phone calls, and that's a lot of intensity
A lot of
there.
responsibility.
Absolutely huge responsibility, and she handles it so well. Like I can't imagine being in a stressful situation like that and not having someone like her on the other line, like guiding me through whatever that trauma might be.
Mhm.
So on that note, this is out of Detroit, out of the Sterling Heights area. They are launching through their public safety program a drone as a first responder program, where the police captain of Sterling Heights, Mario Bastianelli, there you go.
That's a name.
Um, That is a that is a name. Anyway, they're increasing their training program and showing that these drone operators, be they volunteer or part of the department, are considered first responders because getting those eyes in the sky and being able to do assessment, whether it be search and rescue or fire, something along those lines, getting them where they need to be and get them the support that they need is huge. And honestly, through Zephyr, like we couldn't agree more. We focus a lot on public safety and have over the last 8 months or so,
Yeah,
and seeing that demand in things like search and rescue and seeing the fruits of that labor, where we've heard stories of people relying on drones to help in those situations and seeing it be successful. So really hope to see more programs like this adopted throughout that sector would be incredible.
yeah, for sure. Drones as first responders or DFR, as well as advanced air mobility, have been like the big the big talking points for like the last 2 years or so.
Hmm.
At least as far as like the first responder community and stuff is concerned. So it's very interesting to see more people adopt that kind of a situation.
Hmm.
Considering like, not having, or like even like see like beyond visual line of sight flying and stuff like that. It's interesting to see like something that was so 100% taboo back in like 2021 or 2022 being like brought more into the realm of like a thing that is okay to do. Um,
Absolutely.
like we say every time we talk about like how the field's emerging, it's very much like being strapped to the front of the bullet train.
It really
Um,
is. It yeah.
and
Trying to stay ahead of it and
yeah,
stay on top of it. It's
we
it's a lot, but what a great problem to have.
yeah, I mean we make that comparison all the time, but it is just 100% just it's the nature of the game.
Sure. And we've dealt with DFR for a little while, correct?
Yeah. So DFR has been something on our radar at least for I want to say probably about 2 years now. Um,
Hmm.
we're constantly looking at ways to improve the simulator with addition of these types of the way that people are using drones, because like we obviously want to be able to train folks how they're using them. So it's important to us to be at the forefront of what's happening and how like any kind of new burgeoning tech that has to do with drones specifically.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so yeah, DFR has been part of the conversation for quite a while now.
I mean, that's the job though, right? I mean, that's what we're here to do. Like it's granted it keeps the lights on and it keeps all of us working in our silos and working together, but ultimately part of the mission of Zephyr Drone Sim is to get this product in the right hands so that people can increase their skills and
Sure.
become experts in this without tearing up drones, which are wildly expensive, especially with how things are changing within the FCC, which kind of leads me into the next piece.
Yep.
um, and again, if you're not following it, highly recommend you do. There's some really good informational and educational pieces on commercial UAV news. CUAV is one of the shows that we attend every year in Vegas, and they put out a lot of really good missives. So
One of
I
these
would
days,
maybe
I
book.
hope it's one of these days. I hope it's not in Vegas.
I wouldn't complain. I think
But
I've got
you know,
plenty of, ugh, especially from my shot show days. But anyway, um, they put out a new article today, actually educating under the new rules and how drone programs are adapting to these new FCC rules, especially in the education sector, which we have a really big footprint in. Like that's one of our main sectors within within the industry,
sure.
and how they are essentially having to cope with this fluctuation in the FCC rulings about can we use foreign made drones? Can we use foreign made controllers? What aspects are covered under this rule and what things are exempt? Um, an educator out of Fullerton College said that they're embracing it and they're abiding by it and they're listening to it. And essentially, one of their hardest hit areas in their program is their educational or agriculture educational sector,
Yeah.
and learning where to switch those things out to go from ones that are blue listed to the ones that are not allowed. So that's a lot to juggle
For sure.
when it comes to that,
Um,
for sure.
that and there's like multiple lists, I feel like now. So like I know that there's the blue list, which is like, what government agencies and stuff like that are allowed to use within like law enforcement specifically.
Hmm.
But there's also like a green list, which I believe was done through like if not the FFA. I can't remember if it's FFA or NIST specifically, um,
Hmm.
but I want to say it's FFA green. Um,
That would make sense.
but it's hard to keep up with all of the litigation going on with the drones sometimes
Well, it's like we were
because
just talking about when it's such a new sector, like there's going to be friction. There has to be. Like nobody's going to get it right the first time, and we're all kind of learning as we go. The unfortunate part is when you have a group that thinks they know better than most, and when you leave it up to legislators, there's a lot of there's almost too much gray area for them to make what I feel to be educated decisions
yeah, for sure.
until they bring in more experts. So it's going to be a lot of back and forth until they stop and assess essentially what are these impacts. And we probably won't know for a couple years.
Yeah,
Just like with anything else, like you implement these things and you hope for the best, but ultimately there's going to be at least one fly in the ointment.
yeah, that's why you need the SMEs, man. The
That's why you need
subject
the
matter
space.
experts.
That's right. And they're out there. And I think a lot of it is just, especially on Capitol Hill, swallow a little bit of that pride, listen to the experts,
Yeah.
and let them help to make those decisions. We're always excited when we get to be part of those conversations. We never turn down an opportunity to lend our advice and our experience. Um, but unfortunately, we don't always get asked to participate.
Fair.
So you do what you can with what you have, right?
And we don't know what
Um,
we don't know.
we don't know what we don't. Well, that's not true. Sometimes you do know what you don't know. You just haven't been pointed in the right. You haven't been educated yet. So we were
Mm,
talking the other day. Ignorance isn't a horrible thing. It just means you don't know.
yeah.
And to be willfully ignorant, that's the problem. Moving right along. This one's a little bit more close to home and everyday life. Walmart.
Ah,
One of
yes.
the
The Walmart story. I knew we were getting
dude.
to this.
My first employer was Walmart. I worked for Walmart for almost 10 years, all through high school and college. I was a pharmacy technician, but had a lot of dealings with, the entire store. You can't not when you're there that long.
Yeah,
Um,
I got told that I did not pass the personality test for being a Walmart employee.
you're too empathetic. You're too nice. Is that what the problem is? You're
No,
too.
I didn't ask for I didn't ask for clarity or discovery on that. So um
Just take it for what it is. Like, you know what? You're probably
they
right.
were just like you did not pass the personality part of our test, and I was like, you know what, I don't know that I wanted to.
You know what? I think at that point, if they're feeling that way, sure. All right.
Fair. Okay,
Perhaps
I'll see you
what is
later.
it what is it Shakespeare said? Perhaps it would be better had we remained strangers.
Indeed, yes.
I'll take my dollar and go to Kroger. Thank you very much. Um, but the world's biggest retailer is teaming up with Wing to launch a drone delivery expansion, and they chose Houston, Texas, as their test bed. So
So fascinating.
I know. I think
Although,
that's.
given my experience with Houston, it's probably best that people want things delivered instead
Oh,
of driving on those roads.
I wouldn't even want to go outside. I no shame to Houston. It has some fine food and some decent people. And man, uh,
No, the
it.
actually, fun fact:
God bless them.
Brandon and I, when we were at one of the shows in Houston, actually got a flat tire because of the potholes
Oh
there.
yeah.
We ended up in the parking lot of a Jollibee changing a tire
Oh God, of all places, a Jollibee. Get some tacos and a corn dog and some chicken.
and spaghetti for some reason.
Oh my God, I
But
don't
yeah,
get it.
uh, But no, it's actually super cool that Walmart's, kind of like, I can't say spearheading because we've been in talks with companies before about doing delivery.
Sure.
I know that Amazon, I'm pretty sure, led the charge on that.
Hmm.
But we were working or talking with a company I think called Drone Up for a while about implementing our software for teaching pilots how to take control of the drones if they needed to, because I think
Hmm.
much of it was largely automated. But if in case something happened, they wanted their pilots to be able to take control and know what to do in a spin down type scenario situation.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah, that makes sense.
but
Um,
still super cool.
right. And knowing that we have some stuff coming into the sim that is directly in line with this,
Hmm.
I won't give too much away because that's still in definitely deep in development, even
Proprietary
more so than
information.
our proprietary information. Um, Definitely more so than our not infrared,
Thermal.
but
Yep.
thermal, which, man, I I want to talk about thermal all over again.
Yeah.
But
If you missed it last time, we went over that last week.
yeah, check out the VOD from last week.
For sure.
We got some really, really cool images on there that we were allowed to show from our dev team.
Is true.
Of our thermal is so good. It's so good. It looks better than anything I've ever seen in a movie or on a video game before. Like
The
it's just
looks even better than Predator Vision
pristine.
from
It really does.
from AVP.
From AVP. You chose the worst Predator property.
The Vision is still there. I believe they still showed the Predator Vision in that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right,
Yeah.
then get off my
AVP
case.
is just a crazy pull.
You know,
The first one was actually pretty decent. The second one was
the problem is
just trash.
I always forget that Predator has its own movie.
It does.
So
Predators, weirdly enough, with who is in The Pianist, Adrian Brody. Um, that's actually a really good one when they're on like the planet, like the game preserve planet. It's very good.
all right,
Anyway,
but yeah,
doesn't matter here.
Walmart delivering
Walmart.
in Houston. Sorry,
But
did
what
not
I
mean
found
to.
fascinating. No, yeah, it's the joys of doing this thing live.
Yeah.
Um, One of the cool things that I saw in there is that the capacity for the payload is going to be 11 pounds from these drones. Like that's not nothing. That's a sizable order, so to speak. Like you can get a pretty decent amount of supplies delivered within 11 pounds in proper packing. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I imagine they were jumping through a ton of hoops, especially with FAA and cruising altitudes and working out all those logistics. But I I think the big takeaway from all of this here is that we're moving towards this being such a common thing.
Oh, for sure.
Drone delivery, seeing drones in our skies, understanding that like that's just going to be a part of day-to-day life. Um, the impact of that is not lost on me or on Zephyr.
It's true.
Just speaking for the group.
Yeah,
Um, it's a great thing. It's exciting. It's a little scary.
it's
Um,
1,000% scary.
but very excited to be. And I don't know if anybody else has been playing Arc Raiders like I have, but drones can be a little scary sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. But in this aspect, like imagine like you're homesick with a kid and you need some over-the-counter medications and you've got 22 inches of snow outside. Like that could be a real boon uh, for somebody that needs supplies relatively quickly.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't have to worry about a person or somebody getting injured. Just hover, if a four-prop drone comes and
Oh
brings
man.
you some Tylenol, some children's Tylenol.
Food Line, get on that. I need to not have to drive all the way to Food Line to get my groceries.
I would pay money to see Food Lion's drone.
Yeah?
What kind of drone do you think Food Lion's pulling up?
Oh dude, the Flying Lion.
The Fly Lion. It's exactly right. It's exactly right. That's the one. Yeah. Snaps for both.
Be like some kind of like manticore looking thing.
Just the paws stuck up like this.
Oh no.
Um,
Just
I'm not
harkens
again
back.
it.
It just harkens back to the drone cat.
The drone cat. Yep,
Oh God.
exactly. Just bigger cat.
Sure.
But anyway, that's all the news that's fit to print. Again, check out our VOD from last week if you want to see some of those images of the thermal. It's pretty rad. And as always, make sure you're checking our socials because we continue to post stuff in the news, not just about us, because we're firm believers in the community aspect of it. And yeah, it's a lot to digest out there for sure.
All right. I guess that brings us to the BPERP.
Let's BPERP it.
Oh, we BPERPing.
What does BPERP stand for, Bo?
That's an excellent question. I believe Basic Proficiency Examination of Remote Pilots.
You are correct. Basic Proficiency Evaluation for Remote Pilots.
Yeah. What up? My brain works sometimes.
What up? And that is an offshoot of the NIST program, National Institute of Standards and Technology.
Which we know. We know and love most
Right.
of the NIST guys, as well as, or guys and gals, and non-binary pals, as well as the folks at APSA. It's actually one of my favorite shows that we do in the year is AppsCon. I believe this year it's in Fort Lauderdale, unfortunately.
Wow. Let's go.
But Florida. I have a love-hate relationship with Florida, but
Taylor Swift tells me it's a hell of a drug.
What, Florida?
Yeah. Her and Florence from Florence and the Machine sing a song about Florida. It's really good.
Oh boy.
You listen to that, you don't tell me you want to stand in the middle of a room and just point your head up and scream, Florida.
If only
if
only I were a Floridaman.
A Flordanian? Flordanian?
I mean Florida man, specifically.
Oh.
All right, so there's not a whole lot to this module specifically. It is really neat because we offer the availability to become BPERP certified through APSA proctors in simulator. So
that's pretty cool.
What you would do is you would, I believe you have to record yourself flying along with like a picture ID and some other things to make sure that you are who you say you are. And your friend that's, an excellent, remote drone pilot isn't like flying it for you. And I believe you also have to show your hands using the controller. It's a whole thing. Manos, Hands of Fate. But
great MST3K episode.
But we offer when you purchase the module, you get access to both the training and the test for I believe 30 days to train as much as you want. Like just send it through here as many times as you want. And then you can do the BPERP test, whenever inside of that time. I will say that it's probably a lot better than what I went through, which is I had to be in, I think, South Carolina during January. And I forgot gloves because, I am me. And anytime I go somewhere that's incredibly cold, I leave all of my warm clothes behind. It's a behavior pattern, unfortunately. Anyway, so we are going to go through
some quick math.
Yeah.
If you order this through us, the BPERP training, you should be able to run it a little over 4,300 times if you don't sleep or eat or do anything else.
I don't think I would not advise that, but you could. I get. Well, no, you'd be dead.
Yeah, you could. Wouldn't recommend it, but that's a lot of access.
So you can see here my previous performance, which is apparently I've never done on this account. So it shows you your previous score. Best score you can get is 40. So what it does, or what the BPERP functionally is the merging of two of the NIST movements. So and you'll see when I go through this where I'll point out where the actual like fusion is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to fly it with my main man, my homie, the Mavic.
The Mavic. Yep.
There are not a lot of drones like it, but this one is mine. Um, no, I have a Mavic Air 2, and that's what I actually did the BPERP with. Um, so it has a special place in my heart, especially because it got me out of a really, really bad situation where we were trying to fly, or I was practicing originally with the Inspire 2, I believe. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but what ended up happening was the Inspire 2 controller, for some reason, wouldn't hold a charge longer than like 10 minutes, even though I fully
Okay.
charged it. And then we ended up having to get a new drone for me to specifically do this. And I ended up not being able to like practice at all with the physical drone before I
Oh
went to the
wow.
course. And this was also
Uh-huh.
before the BPERP was in the thing. So what I did was I practiced in sim with the Mavic on the original NIST open lane tests that we had in the sim.
Ah. Okay,
Um,
that makes sense.
and I ran it so much. I'm pretty sure my thumb started bleeding at one point. But I'm being hyperbolic.
Well,
But
yeah, that's the
um,
epitome of hyperbole.
yeah. So like I am gonna turn my controller UI and gimbal UI back on this because I like those things.
Sure.
Um, you can toggle them on and off if you like, but you know that's your prerogative. You have 10 minutes to complete the entire thing,
Mm-hmm.
both the original part and the second part. Um, like I was saying, the NIST usually only gives you 5 minutes, so 10 is you want to do it under 10 minutes, and you're also graded based off of the quality of the images that you capture with the drone. Um,
Ah, okay. That's an
and
extra little step.
the time starts as soon as you power your props on and lift off. So
Okay.
um, as you can see there, off to the left, we have your Proctor um, your Proctor directions. So what happens is usually when you do this with a person, they'll be like launch and hover over stand 1, align with target 1, and then you do it. Then they move on to your next one while you're like you'll be like aligned to target 2A, and then like capture, and then they'll say rotate left 360 degrees, capture, align to target 1, and they'll do like the whole thing. But usually you have a guy standing next to you with a clipboard telling you to do all this stuff.
Well,
um,
yeah.
I had the benefit of doing this course with Dr. Joe Burgett.
Hey, Brigette.
Um, he did have gloves. I did not. So I was sitting there freezing my hands to the transmitter, having a struggle bus time. But
That's all right.
I'm going to power on, and then it's going to have us lift off. You'll see the timer starts. I will switch back to this. It wants me to hover over target 1. So I'll do that. You want to be
Okay.
in the box. We align to target 1, and you'll see the green ring there. You capture. And then it wants you to align to target 2A.
Nice.
You capture. You rotate left 360 degrees. Then you align to target 1 again. You capture. 2A. Capture.
Mm-hmm.
Rotate right. And to those of you who are familiar with the NIST training course, this is, I believe, position. It has you go through all of these. Oop, I'm not supposed to move forward. I'm supposed to go up. And then you'll look down, capture target 10. Then you do. Then I want you to come back down. But after I finish this, it'll lead me immediately into, I think it's orbit.
Okay.
Which it'll have me touch down on the landing pad and then immediately take back off, which
Got it.
made me panic
Sure.
when I did it in person because I don't know if you know this or not, but some drones, specifically DJIs, have like a point where like when you're coming down to the ground where they actually stop for a moment
I've heard about this.
and then they land. So I
Right.
was trying to figure out how to. I was wanting to become the Top Gun, which is an award that they do at the um,
Mm-hmm.
in person trainings. I wanted to be
That's kind of cool.
Maverick. I wanted to be Maverick very bad. Um, very badly. I wanted this. Um,
As well
So,
you should. Like, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it.
well, Iceman wasn't good enough. I wanted to be Maverick. All right, and see, now it's gonna want me to land, and you got to put at least 3 of your landing gears inside of the circle,
Oh, interesting.
and then it wants you to take back over. So now it's gonna have me
Wow.
doing the orbit, is what
Uh-huh.
it's called. So it wants you to come off to the side, and then you're going to have to strafe along. And the way that we save time on this is to line up with the first bucket,
Mm-hmm.
capture, move, capture, move, capture. And this is kind of the tip
Sipping through this.
is you line it up, and then once you're lined up, you don't have to worry about your elevation at all because you know you're at 10 feet and you know that your captures are going to be good. Then it's all just
Right.
timing. The
That makes sense.
aside from me, the fastest person that I've seen do this was in
Mhm.
attitude mode, which means he had no GPS helping the drone stay in a certain place. It was very impressive to watch. Um,
Wow.
so it's going to have me touch down again and then lift back off.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to have me go the opposite way.
I see. Okay.
Now, see, the reason that they call this the basic proficiency exam for
Mm-hmm.
remote pilots is because, like, you should be able to do all of these moves if you want to be considered a proficient pilot.
Sure.
Strafing, orbiting, doing these things smoothly is what gets you the best time. And I'm incredibly rusty at this, actually.
Looking really good though from this end. You're
Yeah,
hitting the pictures really well.
when I did this at the live course, I got
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes and 45 seconds
Wow.
with perfect acuity.
Let's
Um,
go.
and all of my practice was in sim. I know it sounds really salesy to say, but it's the truth. Um, and that's how you get 4 minutes on that with perfect targeting.
Let's go.
So this is the training version of it, and like it's good for drilling, and like even if you don't fly like all the time, those are good skills to have.
Absolutely.
And like the NIST stuff, super good. The reason that so many people are adopting it, even like I was telling you guys before, part of when I was in Japan at the World Robotics Summit, they were covering, like, I believe Adam Jacoff from NIST was at the place.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe, at least in their emergency response type teams, are going to be adopting some of the NIST fundamentals as part of like
That's cool.
their stuff moving forward. It was very interesting to watch. But the BPERP specifically is an excellent way to have some accreditation for flying.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
With a lack of like current governing bodies for this type thing, and we actually give you timestamps afterwards so you can see when your times were, or when you captured which target, and like where you lost the most time to kind of
Mm-hmm.
make yourself better. That being said, if you're not competing for a award at a training camp thing, you
Mm-hmm.
don't really need to worry about it. You just need to worry about being under 10 minutes.
Sure.
um, I know that I tell that to the kids at the STEM camp that we teach
Mm-hmm.
the drone stuff with, but they always just end up going for fastest times amongst each other.
Well,
It's very fascinating to watch the competitive spirit evolve as the camp goes on.
look, if we're not doing the most, then what are we doing? That's maximum effort. I think that's always a good thing to throw first forward.
Well,
And
it started as a joke, but I think I'm going to make them fly it on the DK bongos this upcoming year.
cannot believe we can get the DK bongos to link up. That's incredible. You talk about having a lot of options for controllers and things of that nature.
Well,
Like it's
there is some extra stuff required to make it work, but
sure
I digress.
the DK bongos. I think the real world applications, though, if you look at like why do we need and why do we want drone pilots to have these specific basic skills for what they do, and especially in things like search and rescue or for assessment, being able to orbit around a vehicle and be able to take those pictures and see within there and see what's going on, if there's any threats, who could be affected by what, and being able to maintain those altitudes and viewpoints.
Hmm.
That's only going to help people on the ground and in those moments where they really need it.
Yeah, for sure.
So like the utility is apparent, I think. And it's one of those things that I like to, clue people in on, because most of us average Joe Schmoes that, are recreational use of drones is about as far into it as we get, and real world application doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Oh, for sure.
But when you do look at things like public safety or bridge inspection, tower inspection, things like that, having basic skills, like fundamental rudimentary skills, it's just like with any sport, martial arts, uh, hell, even in the creative areas, having good rudimentary technical skills is a key success factor. So knowing that there's something like this out there that people are being trained on, and it's not just, well, I fly a drone in my backyard all the time. Cool. Here's something that, like, a set of guidelines. We want you to be able to do this and do it well, pretty well, within this set of parameters. I think that's wildly important, and I think it builds up confidence within the industry, whatever industry that is.
Oh, for sure. And I believe the poets of our generation, the Beastie Boys, said it the best.
Beastie Boys.
Skills pay the bills.
That's true. Skills do in fact pay the bills. And that's what we're here for, is skill assessment and increasing uh, muscle memory, flight mechanics. With
Confidence.
a confidence is key. And that's one of the cool things about the simulator too, is that it is truly a sim in every sense of the word, because of how realistic flying in here is.
It's true.
It's
The
it's really
realism
cool.
the realism is one of the only reasons why I was successful at the BPERP class. Um,
Nice.
like the Proctor class, because if it hadn't been 1-to-1, I'd never flown the Mavic before. But because I
Wow.
had flown, or at least the Mavic Air 2, but because I had flown the Mavic, which is a similar aircraft inside of the simulation, and because of our physics profiles, I was
Hmm.
able to be a competent pilot and not make a total, ass of myself.
Well, I think that speaks volumes just for itself, at face value. And if you or a company has a flight training program and you think they would benefit from this, send them our info. Share this video. You can hit the share button at the bottom. Definitely hit that little thumbs up down there. Try not to hit the thumbs down, but the thumbs up would be great. All of that helps us grows the channel, grows awareness for Zephyr and for what we're doing here every Thursday at 1 p.m., unless it's a holiday for some weird reason. But yeah, share it with your friends, share it with your enemies. If you find us annoying, put us in their, send them a text, shoot them a link
Yeah.
to us, and we'll dazzle them. We'll regale them with tales of drones and woe.
Who knows? Maybe,
But
maybe you'll improve their life.
maybe. Who knows? Maybe it's the little shot of positivity they need in their day. Because we are just unfailing optimists, especially when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like, it's really heading in a great direction. Um, but that being said, uh, again, thank you to everybody for showing up and showing out for us.
Yeah.
We appreciate your time. We will have a new slate of guests coming up.
Oh, super
Or
excited.
I'm
Um,
excited. Go ahead, please.
yeah, early February we got the SDI homies coming on.
Yeah,
Christian and James. Really excited to bring them into the greater Zephyr cinematic universe.
absolutely.
We got Dr. Laquata Sumter potentially coming on as well.
Dr. Laquata is awesome.
You
Love
know,
Doc Laquata.
and like we have so many. We'd love to have as many guests that want to be on as just come on and talk with us, man.
Yeah. In fact, I got word back from our friends at Air Data that we're integrated with through our learning management system to do aggregate, not just our flight data within the sim, but real world flight data aggregated together so that you know just how good of a pilot you are becoming. Hopefully, have them on in early March.
Kyle said the ZCU.
The ZCU, let's go.
Not
But anyway,
to be confused with the potential ZDU, which is the Zephyr Drone University.
that'd be great.
Nah, I'm just talking now.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But until then, so that's what's coming up down the pipe. We've got some more updates. If you want to learn more about us, make sure you visit zephyr-sim.com. Check out our wiki, look at the new patch notes. We'll be updating some more stuff as we have more updates rolling out. You can catch us on our socials, especially LinkedIn, and then here on YouTube. We'll be making up some new short form content.
It's true.
You'll get to see more of myself and especially Bo. Just
make sure to give us a follow on LinkedIn too. I think you can follow companies still, but yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Holler at us on there.
Holler at us. So thank you for joining us for our 16th installment. My name is Dustin Brewer with Zephyr Drone Sim, and this is Bo Van Buren. Thank you so much for joining us today. Bo, any parting thoughts?
Just the usual. Be kind to each other. And we'll see you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday at 1 o'clock, folks. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Stay warm.
True.